Welcome to Logos Bible Software Tutorials. Either a day or two or so ago, that I had did a review slash tutorial on the passage guide, and in there that I showed you that the commentary section has a variety of things where that you can change it, and then because I'm going to put a link down below, so I'm going to put a link in the description up to that video. What we're going to do here, I'm going to show you how to make the commentary section work for you. I talked about how in the passage guide that we're trying to understand the big idea, the overarching idea of the passage. We're not as concerned with the minute details, and because of that, that we need certain commentaries that's just for the passage guide. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you how to add those particular commentaries, and I'm going to show you how to make the passage guide and then in particular the commentary part really work for you. Let's get at it. As normal, I work from a blank screen so you guys can know exactly how to do what I'm doing. So we left off. I'm gonna kind of come in here. We left off at the passage, and we were going through Luke 1:1-4. We have a kind of an issue. It just puts out all my commentaries, so you might be wondering, well, how can I put specific commentaries? Or also, as we talked about how the passage guide is meant to give you a big idea, a big picture of the passage. It's not as concerned with each individual detail. That is reserved for the exegetical guide, which we will of course get into later. So we're going to fix that. We're going to close this out, and we're going to open the collections. It's important to give you a little bit of a history because sometimes we have resources and logos that just seem to overlap. So, the first thing they had created in logos was tagging. You could tag your books. You can tag certain resources so that you can search for them a lot easier. But we found that can be kind of cumbersome when you have a lot of resources. So what they did is they created the collections, and the collections allow you through rules and the dragging feature to categorize multiple resources. For example, if I want, I'm going to go into my Bible commentary, and I'm going to go down to series. I'm going to go down to Tyndale. Now, you can only drag one at a time. So just keep that in mind. So the one reason that this would be very cumbersome, very, very cumbersome. The other downside to making a collection this way is if you get a package for example, or that you get a commentary set and they add on to that set, or that you upgrade and then that you get other books in that series. Well, now you're going to have to add those books as well. Rules are a far better and easier way. So I've already got the collection already made up. So we're going to come in here, and it's the passage guide. All of this, I'm going to drag this out, is 406 books, but I want to go through each step one by one and kind of tell you how I'm doing this and why. So if I don't have anything, nothing at all, it's going to bring up all my books. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do type commentary, and I'm going to type it here. What's important is these have to be in quotes. Also, you can't have a space because it pretty much ruins this. I don't know exactly why you just cannot have a space. Now, you might be wondering, well, how are you pulling that? Well, sorry about that. So, I am pulling that from so if I wanted to do type magazine, it would lift up. So all these are the types of resources that I have. This can go on, but so all these are the types of resources that I have. So that's where the Bible commentary comes. Next, if you were to right click, and all these are options for you to use under the top. Under these are all, so I can either use a my tag, community tags, publication date, but typically you want to keep with either title, author. I can see that as a collection. For example, if you wanted to make a collection of all the books by R.C. Sproul, John MacArthur, John Piper, etc. Subject and series, all those are options for you. Next, in our collection that we're going to use the AND operator. Logos has three operators. You have the OR, the AND not. When I'm using the AND, I'm telling Logos Bible software to only include those books that would have a Bible. So for instance, if I use the series, so if I do a series, colon, ancient Christian commentary, the colon, and it's also important to make sure you spell them correctly. So what I'm saying here, anytime that there's a type Bible commentary and a series of ancient Christian commentary, as long as those two have the same thing, I want them in this list. I want them in this particular collection. Now, because I have multiple, I'm going to use a parentheses, and I'm going to end up closing it. So it's going to have the ancient Christian commentaries one. I could have used the OR operator, but there seems to be a limit on the amount of operators that you can use. I think it's 10. So I have the ancient Christian commentary, which is all right here. Now, what the ancient Christian commentary is, it tells you what the early church fathers said about these passages. Now, and all these commentaries give me a big picture. They don't give me any type of major details. All these would be classified as either non-technical commentaries or maybe semi-technical. For example, the New American Commentary could be considered semi-technical. Moving. So we're gonna use the Bible Speaks today. We're gonna use this, and what once I put this in here, that you're gonna see the books increase. Yes, so it's got all of them. And next. And another way that you can check it is, so I'm going to click on here and I'm going to click the series. I got my Ancient Christian Commentary as well as the Bible Speaks Today commentary. I'm now going to add the Tyndale. The Tyndale right here, I added something that I want you to know. The Tyndale here, I have the asterisk. And I want to explain a little bit of to what this does. So the asterisk, when you put it after a word, you can use it in your searches or anything, but what it's saying, I want everything that has Tyndale, and then everything else doesn't even matter. But as long as it has Tyndale, that's all I care about. So, and what this is going to do, it's going to give me both the Tyndale New Testament commentaries as well as the Tyndale Old Testament commentaries. So from here and anything with Tyndale on, that is what it will do. Next, I'm going to have the New American Commentary. I'm just going to drag this, going to copy this, and drag. Next, Christ-centered expositional commentary. So as you see that as we are adding, the books are increasing. And it's the specific books that we have. So we have the Ancient Christian Commentary, the Bible Speaks Today, the Tyndale Commentaries, the New American Commentary, as well as the Christ-centered exposition commentary. Next, we're also going to add the wing commentary. Gonna copy this and bring it here. Next, so for Holman, I also have an asterisk. And the reason why is I want to include both the Old Testament as well as the New without needing to actually type them both. So I got Holman, I have the asterisk, and all of that has to be in quotes. So now that is there. I also have focus on the Bible commentary, and you will notice that I use the asterisk, and and then I didn't have to type in commentary. It can be a very, very shortcut way to add multiple resources and or multiple collections. I also have the IVP. Now, I did that because in my library I got two sets. One is the IVP New Testament commentary as well as the IVP background commentary. And once again, it gives me big picture, but there's also an IVP Old Testament commentary which I don't have. But when I get it, it's going to automatically populate in here. Next, we're gonna have read the Bible, and we are here. So, boom. Here we are. Here we go. That better. So it's very important to know that if you do not put these in quotes, because it's not going to see it. So we have all our commentaries here. Everything works wonderfully. Passage. Now we are going to come to our passage guide. Going to come here. We're going to come to our passage guide. Going to do our. Now what we're going to do, we're going to come up here to settings. So these are all my collections. I can search in my settings. Now I'm going to come on here. And right here, our passage guide. So now it only populates with those commentaries. So when I come in here to like the, and I see that it tells me here, boom. So this gives me everything I need. So say for instance, I want to see what that the message says. So I can click here, and it gives me this information here. And anybody can read this. And the whole point is, I want a big picture. I'm not really interested in the distinct words right now, the Greek and the Hebrew. I'm just trying to get a big picture of this passage and what it is about. And my main concern is answering the questions that which I have in my inductive Bible study. All right, I hope this was helpful. I hope that then I'm also gonna have this in the description for the for the video. Have a great day.